All right, Pisces, let me ask you a question. Pisces, is this you? Are you dreamy? Are you always in your head thinking about wonderful things and really a loving and kind and caring individual? Do you like to be in good relationships? Do you like to cuddle? Do you like to flirt? Is that you? Is that you, Pisces? Is that you? You're so dreamy sometimes you can't actually get your feet on the ground. Is that possible? Is that you, Pisces? Pisces, would you also say that sometimes you think so deeply that no one can touch you? Sometimes you feel so alone because of that? Do you feel that way? Betcha. And do you read into things so deeply that you can get lost? Do you see signs in everything? Are you interpreting every little thing? Do you over-interpret? Do you over-analyze? In some ways, you're an awful lot like the Virgo when it comes to that, right? Pisces doesn't feel assured. They feel more doubtful. So the deeper you go, sometimes the more doubt you will experience. Is that true of you, Pisces? Very much playful individual, very loving, and definitely I could see you being playful with the fairy energies. Absolutely. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, and this is your November prediction. Here we go. I would say that Pisces, you need to be careful in relationships where you don't end up feeling codependent. Sometimes when you get into a relationship, you expect from them things that would make you rely on them in such a way where you wouldn't have your independence. So you need to be really careful not to do that. There's a fine line between a codependent relationship and an interdependent relationship. And that is something I think Pisces needs to learn about. And don't forget, this is Pisces Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. A lot of Pisces will sometimes expect their partners, for instance, or their close friends, to understand them and to do for them what they need, but that's not true. Pisces, you need to speak up, you need to communicate what your needs are, and you also need to not put too much of a burden on those that you love. And the reason I say it that way is because if you're not doing it yourself, you're going to feel as if you're dependent upon those people, and then, sadly, you may be disappointed because people do not come through sometimes, and that will disappoint the Pisces to the point of actually making you feel depressed. So if your people are not doing the things that you need, you're going to feel really sad and depressed and left out. But if you're doing more for yourself than you ask, you won't feel that. Okay, so it's a fine line. I'm not saying you should never ask for help, Pisces. You certainly should, but you need to be careful that you're not in a codependent situation where you absolutely have to have their help. Okay, if you have been in a kind of a topsy-turvy relationship, I'm going to say this month is you going back to that relationship. If you've been out of it, you're going to go back. If you're thinking about leaving, you're going to leave. All right, so it's one or the other. All right, so Pisces, you're going to have, for those relationships that are topsy-turvy or not really stable, that's the experience. Either they're coming back or you're leaving again, or they're leaving again. And this may cause an instability in your home or in your finances, but that might be where the codependent energy is coming from as well. Okay, if you're in a solid relationship or a new relationship, I think there's lots of opportunities that are going to come in this relationship. Maybe there's lots of kindness, helpfulness, supportive energy. I like what I'm seeing there, but I'm still being told to tell you to be careful not to put too many of your eggs in one basket. And those codependent relationships are usually from people that are super close to you, like your lover, okay? Or your mother, or your father, or even your kids, okay? So keep that in mind. You need to develop independence in some way that is going to make you feel better about yourself. And if you are a person of independence, there could be some other things you're feeling a dependency on. So it's just a review. Take a good look at it and review situations that might be like that, okay? Have to be careful who you trust as well, right? Four of Cups. Let me see here. I'm going to say this month is going to be you sitting and thinking about relationships. If you're kind of single and thinking about relationships, I think you're going to stay in that thinking position where you're not necessarily going to jump the gun, you're not moving very fast, or you might have been in a relationship that isn't going in the direction you want it to go. This could be a time when you just kind of cut ties or just pull back a little bit, maybe just to make sure that it's what you want. And I think November is you're probably going to review life around you and review other options. If you're looking to get in a relationship, this might not be the month for it. This is more of a thinking month for that type of a thing, okay? And as far as your health goes, I'm going to say that you have too much on your plate. You have too much on your plate. And I think you're putting energy out there and expecting and hoping for some kind of return, and it doesn't come in fast enough. And so maybe you're feeling as if you made a wrong move, or you missed your boat, that type of a thing. Something to do with a vehicle that needs some attention. This is going to be an interesting month for you. I am being told to tell you to keep things slow and steady, just like my friend there says about the turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, don't move too fast. You may have a connection. Look at that. You may have a connection with someone who is an air sign. Could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. That is a decent relationship, but just again, it could be bringing up some situations for you that you're not liking. So just take your time, move slowly. Don't expect too much out of the situation right now. So around money, I think the opportunities around money are certainly good, certainly better than they've been. And you're going to have a little more opportunities, a little more cash flow. But I am being told to tell you to be selective about what you're buying. And if you're drinking or drugging, please be careful. You'll be spending too much money in that department. You'd be best just to save some money. But it's almost like you haven't had a lot. So when it comes, you're spending it. Be careful, because it looks like your expenses are a little bit higher than you really would like. Okay? And as far as your health goes, I think you're working too much. I think you've got a lot on your plate, and it makes you moody. It makes you feel moody and irritated. You need to be careful of that, right? You don't want to be full of headaches. Look at this. You got headaches and stress, worries and concerns. I am being told to tell you you're not drinking enough water. How's that? That might be part of the problem. You're not drinking enough water, and you're not taking enough meditation time. So, even if you just take 15 minutes, and you can do it in the tub. You don't have to be doing anything special. You got the writer's card. Writing is a good thing for many of you. So do yourself a favor and get a journal or get a diary and get some of that stuff out of your way. And definitely take some time to do some meditations. I think that'll help relieve some of the stress. Okay? And finally, Pisces, get your ass out of the house and go see someone. Go see a friend, small group, spend some time at least once or twice a month, would you? Part of the problem is you're not getting out enough.